President Mugabe, thank you very much for giving us time to Foreign Correspondent. Can we start with the land redistribution programme? People like the World Bank are saying that they're not prepared to support this scheme as it currently stands. I mean, as I understand it, what they're saying is this scheme is not transparent, it's not set out clearly who the land is going to, it's not...
Yes, but we are not there yet. Why are they too great in a hurry for us to establish that kind of transparency when we aren't there? We have said the first step was to designate the land, inform the owners, and the second would be to get the responses from the owners, and this will be openly done.
One of the suspicions that I've heard voiced widely inside Zimbabwe, especially by trades unionists, by economists, by business leaders, as well as by ordinary people, is that previous land acquisitions by the government, that land, excuse me, has tended to end up not with poor people, but with senior cabinet ministers, with public officials.
True, some land was bought by a few cabinet ministers. They bought the land. No minister, to my knowledge, acquired land which was meant for resettlement.
Don't you accept that at the moment, this scheme, as it's going ahead at the moment, is jeopardizing investor confidence, it's just jeopardizing the fairly fragile state of Zimbabwe's balance of payments? Aren't you taking huge economic risks with it?
I have to weigh, advantages versus disadvantages. If we do not undertake this exercise and resettle the people will resettle themselves entirely on their own. And that means, a break in law and order. And we decided to do things this way so that there is an orderly process. But if there are investors who are frightened by the fact that the people are being empowered, well, they might as well keep out.
Talking of the risks of civil disorder, you've had, of course, a couple of weeks ago, some quite serious rioting in Harare.
Unfortunately.
Do you accept that that is a sign of a deep dissatisfaction with your government?
No, with the economic policies, yes. With the fact that there has been inadequacy in those programs meant to create employment. And it's a phenomenon that you get in developing countries. You get it everywhere.
Do you go along with the allegation of your Minister of Information that the price rises that were the immediate cause of the riots were the result of a sort of orchestrated conspiracy by white business to get back at the government for its land acquisition policy?
When we had the first demonstration, they closed their industries, their shops. And actually, in some cases, you had farmers bringing into urban areas on their trucks, farm laborers to participate in the demonstration. So there was the evidence. This is why we say, that our entrepreneurs, were conniving. With those who would want to see this government fall. But the government doesn't easily fall merely because of that.
There's no way your government can fall, is there, with respect, President Mugabe? I mean, it's virtually a one-party state. If people wanted it to fall, how would they go about it?
Elections. There have been elections since 1980. We have had elections. And we have had parties participating in these elections. The fact that ZANU and ZAPU united in 1987 and formed one party, which we did in order to bring about greater peace and stability to the country. Well, it doesn't mean that we are a one-party state. We aren't.
Do you accept that there is a responsibility on the part of this government, its policies, the way it's gone about the economic policies of the last 5 or 6 years, rather than just the IMF or the rules that are being imposed on it, for the condition in which Zimbabwe now finds itself?
Well, sure. One area where we feel, we were too drastic was in following the, shall I say, the orders and regulations of the IMF. The World Bank was okay, and we were far too drastic. And we should have gone about it slowly, our own way. And let it not be said that we inherited a working economy. It wasn't. It was, the backyard of South Africa that we inherited from Ian Smith. What was going on here?
What's going on now?
Well, quite a
18
lot.
years later.
Look at what we have done. The infrastructure we have put in place, the educational health system, true, they have problems. But we've done a lot to lift our, the level, standard of living of the people from what it was earlier on. We've given freedom to the people.
18 years is a long time for somebody to be in charge of a country.
Sure.
What about your own personal history, President? Do you see yourself going on with the job?
Well, going on to the extent that I have the people's mandate. For now, I'm there.
Thank you very much indeed.